It's Riz backstage at Pointfest with Sergio and Chino from the Deftones.
Hello, sir.
How are you, sir? Sirs?
Doing well, doing well.
Sirs? We're just talking about you going to sleep. How do you go to sleep after playing one of these rock shows?
Yeah, there's a little wind down process. Just being on tour in general, traveling a lot, just trying to find a rhythm. I guess that's one thing that's hard to do. The harder thing to do, actually, I'll tell you what is to figure out eating.
Okay.
Like when you're gonna eat, because I don't like to eat usually like 4 hours before we play.
Yeah, that's my cutoff.
Whatever too. So 3 is pushing it, but usually it's like 4 hours. So then you kind of go on stage hungry, and metaphorically hungry, and also physically
Literally
hungry.
Is this even crazy talking about now? Like
I don't know. I was just thinking about this yesterday.
Yeah, this is kind of the thing that kind of consumes you. It's like maintenance. It's
Right,
like just finding a rhythm and a routine.
Do you feel like you're the old guys now? I mean, you've been
we're
doing
definitely
it for
old.
so
We know
long.
that.
Now we're talking about. Let's talk about your bowel movements.
Yes.
How many? 2 a day, 3 a day?
I'm
Everything healthy?
I'm pretty steady on that.
Yeah, I'm a vegan, man. Whenever I want.
Shape and color, everything all right?
Whenever I want. I'm a vegan.
Yeah, we have. Stefan actually, he bought 2 of these squatty potty things. You seen the
Yeah.
commercial for that?
Dude.
He actually
He's down with the
has
squatty
them.
potty.
And he's
We
got a
got one.
Gucci. Listen, he's got this Gucci bag that he carries squatty potties in.
Yeah.
I'm not even lying.
No, that's true.
I'll show you backstage.
And this is stuff when you're in your 30s, late 30s and 40s. This is the kind of stuff you.
I don't know. He just watches a lot of infomercials
about
it.
and a lot of.
You don't have a
like,
squatty
late
potty?
night TV. I don't.
Dude.
I did try it. It wasn't that impressed. I wasn't that impressed with it.
I think you didn't give it enough time.
Maybe not.
I just
Sergio,
prefer-
you got a squatty potty?
No,
I know what somebody's getting for Christmas.
Back from like doing yoga and stuff, you just squat on the toilet, man. Just
Oh,
take
you
it
do
back to
yoga?
the Vedic days,
You do yoga?
No, I did yoga.
You did.
I have done yoga.
Now, why no more yoga?
I don't know. It's all right.
Do you think it's a
Cool.
girly thing?
No, not at all. But then, no. I think it's really actually great.
My wife wants me to do yoga, but
I think it's actually
I'm afraid
great.
of farting in the middle of class.
That happens. Just own it.
No, it's not a masculine. It's a masculine thing, emasculating thing. No.
No, I don't know. I don't think about things like that, though.
Well, why'd you stop doing the yoga?
Oh, just laziness.
Oh, okay.
I do go to the gym.
All right, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, how do you guys maintain your eating habits on tour? I mean, is there anything different? All right, let's say
It's a daily process.
so
basically,
mid
you know what I mean?
'90s you guys started, okay?
Yeah.
And now what? Tell me that back then it was one way, and now it's what way as far as eating goes and your habits now?
It's not really that different. I mean, I think pacing yourself is an important thing. And balance, like with anything in life, obviously is important. You know, what
Right.
I mean? And then you learn those type of things over time, like what works, what doesn't work. So when we were young, we were wild.
Right.
We were straight up.
There have been stories about the Deftones and
Yeah.
and Korn and
Well,
all
shoot,
those
we
bands
toured.
hanging
I
out
felt like we were lucky
mid-nineties.
enough to one of the first tours that we did, like a big tour that we did, was opening up for Pantera, and that was like what if people talk about like rock and roll debauchery, like whatever that and you hear stories about it, whatever, but like. That was like the last days of it. Like it did exist. I got to actually witness it firsthand.
Well, tell me what
just
it was
like
an insane thing
I
that
mean,
happened.
like every night drinking and gambling and just like backstage insanity,
Shenanigans.
I think when Pantera went away, that went away with it.
You think an era died when
I think so.
When
I shouldn't say that. There's
stopped
probably
doing
young
it?
bands out there that are maybe like doing something similar,
Right.
But like. I don't know. I'm not.
What would you tell one of these young bands? Would you say, man,
I would say
go
bang
hard.
a gong. I'd
go
say
hard, man.
Have a good time.
Do you look back on that time fondly?
Yeah. Oh, I had some of the greatest times of my life. I obviously I'm glad that I'm not there still. Otherwise, that would be sad. Just if I was still living that way. But it was definitely fun. It's not regrettable. It's just it was a good time. You know what I mean? And now we still enjoy ourselves. But it's all about balance and pace and all that
Right.
stuff. Yeah.
What would 2016 Chino tell 1995 Chino?
I'll give him a high five. I'd be like, yo, man, have fun.
No advice?
I mean, I'm sure there's tons of things that I would like to, you would like to tell your former high school self as well. Really?
No, I would.
Just let yourself figure it out. I mean, honestly, I think that our whole band, the whole way that we've approached our process from the beginning has always been like, just learning through doing it. None of us are really formally trained in music. In general,
Are you still learning? Like
Yeah, you're always growing and practicing learning things and stuff.
hopefully, yeah. When you stop learning, that's when you start dying.
Okay.
For real.
That's pretty profound.
I think I just made that up, didn't I?
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Well, it sounds
sounded
like go with it.
prolific, though.
It sounds like
good. You
Confucius
own
or
that.
like,
Yes.
Chino. That's fine. Is there going to be a time that you're going to stop? I mean, you guys have been doing it so long.
Sure, there will be. Yeah, I don't know.
But
when that
is
will
it
be.
still fun?
Yeah, most definitely. I think that's the main reason why we started doing it, and that's the reason why we keep doing it. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, still getting in the studio and still doing
The studio is
stuff.
a whole
You
fun
like that
process.
stuff?
Yeah, it's creating
Totally.
something out of nothing with your friends. It's like,
Yeah,
that's the best
jamming
thing.
together and stuff. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
You know, for the most part, playing the shows are always fun. I mean, you know, there's some days when you're tired, but like,
Well, it's with any job.
you get like, once you get into it, you sound everything sort of just like all the weight kind of just goes away, and then you're just like, you're in the moment.
Do you
And
like-
It's great. That's a great thing.
Do you like being at home, or is it,
I love being at
or is
home.
it one of these things
That's the
where
word.
you're
That's
restless?
that's the hardest part about it is missing home. Now, especially as we get older, just like normalcy is like that's what you strive for, so like consistency and just like
Right.
And being at home, that's why we do everything we do is so we can, you know, live our lives, you know, sleep in our own beds, cook our own, you know, food and stuff like that, whatever. It's like normal things like that. So that's the hardest part of it. But you know what? There's people that are actually out like fighting wars and doing, not to get political,
Yeah.
but there's
Sure.
people that are doing like
Sure.
way harder shit.
Yeah.
shit
Well,
than-
listen, I mean, we could be doing
than
this or
making
digging
music,
ditches,
so I
or
would not
being a
complain
soda
about
guy.
that in
Of
any
course,
way.
of course.
Yeah.
But it's still, I mean, you know, when you see that date circled on the calendar, going, all right, Deftones tour starts now, or
Oh,
you're
we get
like,
excited.
oh man,
Yeah, we get real hype, and I think my family gets quite happy to get rid of me. They're good
Really?
they're good for me for like 2 weeks or whatever, and then they're like, "Can you just go play?"
Is
a
it
show?
time? Is it
Can
time for you to
do
leave?
Something with yourself.
Do you get
already?"
stir crazy?
I don't get stir crazy. I'm just more.
He goes
it's
out. He's
extreme.
out like almost every.
Are you?
Yeah.
What do you do?
He DJs.
I
like
DJ
almost every
parties
night.
when I'm home. Yeah. So I'm
This
always
is-
out.
This is the thing. He lives in New York City. I live in Oregon. Stefan lives in L.A. Frank and Abe live in Sacramento. So we actually don't even like live in the same like
Right, we have
vicinity
It's best
at
that
all.
way?
and totally different.
It kind of works. So then it's like
environments
when
and
we
stuff,
like
influences.
it's kind of exciting to get together. We're like, yo,
Right.
I'm about to go see my friends and who I
Yeah.
whatever, and then you do that and you know and then and then everybody goes home and it's a good the balance thing again. You know what I mean of having that. So it's not all the time just like you know. Because we can drive each other crazy.
Well,
as well.
when you guys are scattered all over the country like that, I mean, literally all over the country, Oregon and Sacramento
Yeah.
and New York, how do you get together to actually write a
We
record?
hub out of Los Angeles
Yeah.
usually, and we have a little like a little studio about the size of this room here, and we just lock ourselves in there, and like that's how we make records.
Yeah.
and we found that's the way that you're going to get the most probably organic experience of just like us reacting to each other's ideas in the moment. We don't like. Write songs and send them off to each other.
Yeah, I
and
was going to
say,
ask
hey.
that. Now, you know, with the internet,
You
and,
could,
know,
we
and
could,
stuff
but
like
I mean,
that.
it's just like
Yeah, it's different. Like when you're in the room together, bouncing things off each other, because you could be home by yourself, and you know we all have the ability to demo things out, and we could send each other riffs all day, but it doesn't come to life unless you're actually together and you see the like look in somebody's eye and they're excited, and you bring something different when you're just like presenting ideas around your boys, and you're like you want them to be hyped, so you're always going
Right.
to do
But
something.
But
for
it
that
is
extra thing.
you know, it's just us reacting to each other and then capturing that moment in time. It's like you know, that's what we are as a band. You know,
Is that the way? I mean, you did it from Adrenaline to
earlier on. That's
all
the way we did it.
through
I mean,
to this new record,
there was
Gore.
a few, a couple records in there where, you know, we did not communicate that well, and I feel like the you know, it's kind of those records we kind of got out of them what we put into them. You know what I mean? It's like everybody just kind of came in and did their parts, and it is what it was. You know, they weren't bad, but it just wasn't, you know, the essence of I think what we are. We're 5 different people with 5
Right.
different completely, you know, we like a lot of the same stuff, but
Yeah, of
we
course.
also like a lot of other stuff, and we live different lives in different cities, like I was saying, and so it's like we all bring something unique to make Deftones, I guess, what it is, you know. So that's the idea, to capture that, what happens when we all come together.
Well, as far as you know, your legacy goes, the Deftones is a legacy. What is the thing you want to be the lasting impression of your band?
Oh, that's
Like when you guys are done and whatever. When my kids look back and I say, "Hey, man, I saw the Deftones play."
Yeah, I mean,
What do
that's-
you want?
That's
What's
I
your
mean,
mark?
I don't know. I don't think I'm ready to answer that question yet. I feel like we're still going to be making music for a little while. Hopefully we are. And so like I don't, you know, I've never been able to sum up what it is that kind of music we make and why we make it and whatever.
Yeah.
Other than like, listen, I feel like we are usually having a good time. When I'm looking on stage, the majority of dudes are smiling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Except
but-
Stefan, I can't really see him sometimes because
He's
his hair.
stoic.
He kind of just is there, like looking down.
Right.
But I want to like sometimes go and look.
Hey, buddy, having a good time?
I go, yeah.
Hey, buddy.
He is.
I go kick it by him a lot. I just go stand by him and wait for him to just finally break the
Sergio,
silence.
you look a guy that's always smiling.
Just
Does
look at
anything
me.
make you mad?
Yeah, I mean, if you can smile, you can really get pissed. You know what I
Right.
mean? There's
something
always
behind that
there's
smile?
Always, there's always something.
Something sinister behind that smile? Is that what it is?
Sinister indeed. Yeah, that's a good
Well,
word.
I think we all learned that with age, like your patience gets small, thinner and thinner with age. As you get older, like
You're
I'm
grumpier.
glad I had like kids early on when I was young. I had my first son when I was like 20 years old.
Well, you had a
He's
little more
20
patience then.
Yeah, he's 22 now. So like,
Damn.
So like, I was lucky that I was a kid still. I mean, I shouldn't say kid, but I was a young man when I did that, because now I couldn't imagine like
You don't
having
think
a
you have the
baby,
patience
like,
to
or
be
some-
a
I
father
probably
now?
would, but like my patience as I get older, my patience is grows thinner. I don't know why, but that's just I'm still happy,
Right.
but I just I have a harder time being patient. I don't know why that is.
It's with
not a
age.
good trait. I'm
It's
trying
with
to
age.
change that.
Are you a stay off my lawn kind of guy? Like, get the hell off my lawn.
No.
got my shotgun.
Kids.
No,
Come on,
actually, you know what
I'm
I do?
keeping that ball.
No, you know what I do laugh at though? I'm actually the opposite of that, because I do laugh at people with that have no patience. Like the other day, I went to Graceland and I was in line, and these people were getting so mad at these people that were cutting the line to like go whatever, and I was like, I don't know what annoys me more. The people cutting the line or the people that are getting mad at the people for cutting the
Right.
line. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
because like who cares? We're all going to see the same thing. It's like not that big a deal. So
For me, it's a rudeness thing.
kind
Stop
of,
being
but at
rude.
the same time,
It's
it's
the
like
principle, huh?
like somebody's just sitting there just like complaining about it the whole time. It's just like, man,
Enough.
Like that's
We're
annoying.
in
too,
Elvis's house. Stop
right?
it.
Yeah.
Have
Look
some-
around. Breathe
Breathe it in.
the same air that Elvis breathed.
All right, what are you? One last question. What are you most proud of with this band?
Oh, a lot of stuff.
This is
but
different than the legacy question.
Mainly just our longevity. I always think that's like the fact that that our friendship that we have. I mean, like we're actually a band who, are like brutally honest with each other. We're like no one tiptoes around like, oh, I don't want to make this guy mad. Whatever. Like we kind of everybody says what they say and says what they feel, and everybody accepts it.
Right.
And we actually all still really get along. We're still friends.
Yeah.
I can't say that for a lot of bands that I've kind of grown to see their dynamic and the way they work. It's like, I've seen a lot of where people can't even be in the same room with each other. You know what I mean?
Right.
And like, and we hang out.
Well, with you guys, consistency is I think a word for you guys. Consistently,
I
putting out great
appreciate each other.
music. Yeah,
you're
that's
like fans
that's
of
what
each
it
other
is.
in a sense, because Chino's saying everyone has these different things that they bring and they have different influences and everything, and you come around each other and it's always something new and a spark.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're into music and making music, you're always looking for that. And then when people you actually like and they're always refreshing themselves, it's
Right.
like it's a good thing. It's not like we're not the same people we were like even during Diamond Eyes. And that's
I think it becomes a problem when somebody walks into a room that you work with and you go, oh, this guy again. That's got to be a bad feeling.
We do that though sometimes.
yeah, that's the ups
Yeah,
and
but then you
downs
get
of
over it,
life.
I'm sure they do that to me.
Then you get over it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I always like put it this simple. It's like if we weren't going to be friends with one another, we would have stopped being friends a long time ago. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? It's like the fact that we are actually still friends and we actually do enjoy each other. It's like that's a testament, I guess, to the whole thing. It's like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think any of us are like so just like overwhelmed with Deftones that like we feel like we have to do it. We there's nothing else we can do in the world. I honestly think that everybody is here because we want to be here. And
Right.
we're happy and actually very grateful to have that opportunity.
You guys are happy?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yes.
That's good. So go play good out there. All right. Later.
You got it.
Play good.
That's Chino and Sergio from the Deftones live from Pointfest.
Right on.
Thank you.
Thanks.